Welcome to the Baer Faxt Live from Hong Kong. And thank you, East West Bank, for sponsoring this edition of the Baer Faxt Live. East West is the largest independent bank in Southern California and one of the top, if not the top, bank servicing the art world. East West believes in the power of art to inspire, transcend borders, build bridges, we're building bridges today, and nurture greater understanding. Let's have some great understanding. So we're joined now by Elaine Kwok, managing partner of one of the greatest galleries in the world, Hauser Wirth, and she's being incredibly gracious to be here 2 hours into the opening of the art fair. I mean, if you had it do over again, it was, oh my God, what have they done? So what's it like 2 hours into the fair?
The energy is great. We've had high expectations coming into the fair, and so far so good. Our expectations are being exceeded. Very, very high caliber of people coming, clients and collectors from all over the world, and great institutions as well. So we're very happy.
Last year, it was the first time out from mainland China. Are they here in force again?
Completely. I think versus last year, the crowd is great. So last year we had more of a Pan-Asian crowd, and what I've noticed this year is it's even more international. Literally collectors coming from America, from Europe. It's a really wonderful vibe. And
your booth is meant to appeal to that? Or are you trying to appeal to a local audience, an Asian audience, a global audience?
Sure, we always know that the audience here will be very international. So we really take this Art Basel moment in Hong Kong to showcase the best of Hauser Wirth. In the gallery right now, we have Glenn Ligon's first solo exhibition. Thank you. First solo exhibition in Asia outside of Japan. It's on view now. We've got some of his stranger paintings, we've got static paintings, and a new body of work, these rubbings on paper. So in addition to that, on the fair booth, we have some of our greatest favorites. And you've sold a bunch already? We've sold a bunch already. Before the fair, or it's like, I'll be there in the first hour to see if I like it? Both. We have works that I've sold before the fair opened, but most of it, a lot of it is being confirmed right now. We're going to keep this short and sharp. I'll tell you a little bit about the booth. Maybe one or two sales to Big Gustin? Working on that. Working on that. Okay. There's still time. You saw it on the PDF. Call them up. It's only probably about $8-10 million, whatever. Roughly. Roughly. So we've got our kind of classic favorites, such as Gustin and Louis Bourgeois, of course, on the booth. We've got many of our contemporary masters, including Mark Bradford and Ronnie Horn. We're really excited to be showing some new work by many of our artists that are well known to you all. Rashid Johnson is debuting his God series here in Asia, and also Barty Kerr, an artist, a female artist from India, will be showcasing her paintings for the first time. We also have a new style of work by Avery Singer. So a lot of old favorites and also new work for everyone to discover. And when I come back tomorrow to the fair, will the booth look different? It will look somewhat different. Did we bring one rehang or two rehangs? Well, let's see. Let's see how everything goes. And what is there a difference? We've talked a lot about the art market changing a little bit. Is there a little bit of a more thoughtful pace? Sure. I think Hong Kong has changed quite a lot over the past few years. I think the institutional scene has completely changed over the last few years with M+ opening, with the Hong Kong Museum of Art opening after its renovation. The Palace Museum is new, and also Taekwon is newish. With all of this, I think it's served to show a more diverse kind of art world. So beyond the market, what else can people look at? So in this sense, I think the market is changing. As someone who grew up in Hong Kong, I am very, very proud of my city and very happy with this moment. How do you feel about this moment versus the beginnings of Art Basel Hong Kong, and even before that, I think was Art Hong Kong? What's the growth in the 10 years been like on the ground to you as a native here? I think it's changed in so many ways. I think art has been, it used to be perhaps a career that people wouldn't really think about, people wouldn't understand it, to now there are many, many young men and women who come to us and say, I'm interested in a career in this industry. I think... Is it because the money is so much greater than it used to be? I think it's just because there's so much more to do. They can see, and it's not just the market, also these institutions that have come, and they've really changed the face of Hong Kong. I mean, this week, there's not just Art Basel Hong Kong, there's also a Great Culture Summit that's going on right now. Lots of exciting exhibitions, interesting projects going on, and yeah.
We'll talk later to the chief curator of M+, but to me, as an outsider, that's the game changer.
Completely.
Not just for Hong Kong, but maybe for Asia.
I agree. I think this will be finally a really wonderful world-class museum that tells a story of modern and contemporary art, but with an Asian focus. This is really transformative.
What is that doing to all the private museums in mainland?
I think overall, with the introduction of M+, I think museums all throughout Asia realize that everyone's got to up their game, right? So it's not just enough to just have a building, hang some art and call it a museum. You want really robust curation, you want excellent programming. So I think this is a rising tide that will lift all the boats.
Well, and it's up to the artist to bring the goods and the galleries to show the best things. Because here now people, they've learned a lot in the last 5 years, and they're not just going to buy a name anymore.
And that's why it's so much fun to see the market grow, to see the collectors develop. And yeah, we're really happy to be here.
Can you feel the fair being bigger, or you've been trapped in your booth trying to send invoices today?
It's only been 2 hours, but the fair is bigger. It's, I think I heard 30% more galleries than last year. So it is bigger, and great audience. And I think I got to get back to my booth.
One last point to make out. What's your exit thought as you go back to sell more art?
What's my exit thought? I can't wait, actually. The best is yet to come.
Go do it. And a big shout out to East West Bank for partnering with us to make our guests dynamic. Thank you. Insights widely accessible. We want it accessible, but we also want it knowledgeable. And thank you. You got to go.
All right. Thank you so much for having me here tonight.
You got your track shoes on? Go for it.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you in an hour, Baer Faxt Live fans.